Sometimes you have to sketch things out very roughly and very fast just to get an idea, is this feasible, what we're doing? And what you find out in that process is often this, that the really simple things are the ones that most people are most excited about. So boil it down to the core of the concept that you're working on, because that's really where you're going to find the value in what you're building. Who in here knows of the word called the MVP, the minimum viable product? Good. So ideally that's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for the minimum viable product, the smallest thing that we can go out and test with our customers to see if this business idea actually has the potential to become something. It also means that the notion, the way that you should work during this 54 hours is something like this. That done is better than perfect. And sometimes just fuck it, ship it. Put it out there and see what happens. And this guy luckily agrees with me. Does anybody know who that is? Steve. The Steve, not the jobs guy, but the blank guy. Steve Blank. He once said that there are no effects inside the building, so get the heck outside. And I know it's extremely cold these couple of days, and you would probably wish you signed up for an event in the summer, but honestly, you have to go out there and talk to actual customers about your products. So I know there's a market right over there. I know I was told that even though I had the potential of getting mugged and everything over there, but still, go out there and validate your business with potential customers, because you're going to learn a lot from talking to them. So what happens when you go out there and talk to this sort of people is that you're going to meet a bunch of very different people who are going to tell you a bunch of very different things. So this guy is going to tell you something that gave you an idea in that direction. This guy over here is going to tell you something different. If you see somebody like him, just run. Looks like he's about to kill somebody. But go out there and talk to actual customers of your business. Because one very, very simple thing that is kind of the rule of business is this. That happy customers, if they're happy about your product, you could potentially get sales. And when you start up a business, sales is, kind of important. You have to sell something at some point to have a business, otherwise you're just having a project. So go out there and do your customer validation. It's insanely, insanely important. That's what we're going to do this week. So one thing that always comes up at this sort of events is kind of the fear of failure. Who in here did not fail at something during the last week? Raise your hand if you haven't failed. Okay, there's a couple of people saying that they didn't fail. I like this quote because it kind of tells you a little bit about the culture of failing. If you're not failing every now and again, it's a sign that you're not doing anything very innovative. Sorry, guys. But honestly, this is the approach. Go out there with a very, very rough idea, test it. And if you fail, whatever, go back and test it again. The key here is to fail faster. You have 54 hours. You don't want to spend the first 2 days building something that's not going to fly. So go out there as early as possible and fail faster. That's what it's all about. Okay, so hey guys, shh. So let's say you went out there, you talked to potential customers, and they didn't like your product. It's not a problem. You can always pivot. So who in here knows of the concept of pivot? Raise your hand. Great. So the pivot is basically like standing like this, thinking that the goal is out there, and then you get the idea, or you get some insights from potential customers saying that the goal is actually over here. So what you do is like this, and pivot. So you change the direction of your business. Pivots are good, and I've seen startup weekend companies pivot 5, 6, 7 times during the weekend. And those were often the ones that ended up most successful, because what they did better than any of the other teams was to take in the insights that they got from talking to customers. So pivots are completely fine. So business, we're also going to be working on the business plan. I said this before, like when you have an idea, if it works and it makes money, then it's great. Then go and go for it, test it out, see if it works. If it doesn't, go back and reiterate the idea. We're going to introduce you to the business model canvas. Who in here knows of the business model canvas? Okay, a couple of you. We might actually set up a little spontaneous workshop tomorrow so you can get an insight to how to use it. But it's basically a very simple tool based on 9 building blocks With those 9 building blocks, you can sketch out the business model in a company. So, very simple way of getting the idea of the business model. This is kind of a personal request from my side. I really love all the ideas about, checking into restaurants and so on. It's really important that we have them out there. But try to think about when you do your idea, are you actually solving a problem? And I know this can be a little bit different when you talk about entertainment, but try to think about this in general. Like, are you offering something of value to the person that you're offering this to? Try to see if you can solve a real problem, because I would say the likelihood of solving a problem and then that you're taking that into becoming a business, that's huge, instead of just coming up with something that potentially could go viral and whatnot. So think about this. Are you actually solving a problem for anybody? It also makes it easier for you to go out and find the potential customers. This one too. Take a few seconds and let this sink in. Who in here is using QR codes for anything? No, you're not. No. Okay, so should I ever use a QR code for my projects? No. But what if, oh my god, no. Nobody uses QR codes. Yeah, well, maybe some people do. And if it makes sense for you to use QR codes in your project, go ahead and do it. But really think about what is the core and the value of what you're building and the technologies that you put into it. Sometimes you can get really excited about technologies, just like, oh, I want to put that in and that in and that into. But if it doesn't make sense for the core of the project and the product that you're building, don't do it. So think about this. I know a lot of people are using QR codes. It's just like, that's my personal little mission to kind of get that out for me. But think about this. Okay. During the weekend, it's going to be extremely hard. You're going to work. It's going to be a lot of work. But I really encourage you to also have some fun during the weekend. Because sometimes when you sit around and you just work, you tend to forget that it's also about having fun. And that's really core to a Start Weekend. So another thing is that during this weekend, you're probably also going to be pushed a little bit out of your comfort zone sometimes. When you go out there talking to real people, or even within your team, sometimes it can be difficult to connect with everybody and talk things through. But really, this is a completely safe environment. This is people just like you, here for the same reason. They want to change the world, build a huge business. So it's a very safe environment to change things and to try things out. So be okay with going out here to the growth area. Go outside of your comfort zone. This is also about learning things. So that's really what we want to push. There's one more quote that I really want to push to you that's kind of my favorite quote. And it's something that really sums up Start Weekend to me too. Said by Randy Couch. It's that experience is what you get when you didn't get what you wanted. So think about that sometimes. Maybe you're getting things that you didn't really want to have, or you didn't really hope for. But honestly, the most important thing here is to take in that experience and learn from it. Okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about you guys. Because I don't know if you've stopped for a second and kind of thought through what you're going into here. You've already felt a little bit of the chaos of the Start Weekend, but let me just sum this up for you. So first of all, you came here not knowing too many people were here. Okay? That's a little bit crazy to start with. You're going to work a whole weekend. Yeah, people are starting to realize. And not only that, you also paid for coming here and working a full weekend. If that's not crazy, I don't know what is. But honestly, the cool thing about that is that the people who are here are exactly like you. They also paid to come here to work a full weekend. So these are the right people, the people that you want to connect with going forward too. When we ask you guys why you're here, there's a number of different reasons. Some people just like to make cool stuff, which is completely fine. Some people are kind of looking for the co-founder of their next company. Some people also want to quit their job on Monday and go and make this business a real thing, full-time. Some people are students, some people are working in big companies. Just make sure when you go out to your team later on to align on what is your goal of the weekend here. Because we're all here for different reasons. Now, I just want to check. I love this slide, by the way, but is there anybody here who's not from Riga? Okay. Where are you guys from?
Denmark.
Yes, Denmark. More Danes.
Culminate.
Copenhagen, awesome. How about over here?
Russian.
Oh, Russian?
Oslo.
Oslo, yes, yep. Okay, good. That's all right. That's all right. So the reason why I put this up here is that everybody's different, and all cultures are different too, and we deal with problems in different ways. So think about this when you go out and sit with your team. Let's say you had an Irish person on your team. But just kind of like think about how you deal with projects or problems differently in your teams. That's very important. But honestly, to sum up, like what I think really unites everybody who's here is the fact that you guys are this generation's rock stars. This old, long-haired, dirty, stinky type of rock stars, that's not cool anymore. Entrepreneurs are this generation's rock stars. So before we go any further, you know what this is, right? I just want to see it one more time, and I want to see it with your best rock star attitude. So with your like devil horns, with your whatever, I'm going to count down from 3 again, and then I'm going to shout rock star attitude. And you're going to give me your rockstar attitude, okay? 3, 2, 1, rockstar! We have another rockstar with us here tonight, and Victoria is from LGA, and she's right over here. So let's welcome Victoria to the stage.
That's a 10-year-old picture, I don't know where I got you. But anyway. So me, I'm Victoria, I represent LGA. I myself and my colleagues, Gert and Dace, who are over there, we are very personally excited to be here. And we are also very honored to support this first Latvian Startup Weekend. And we hope, of course, that this is just the first event and this is going to continue. As the largest investor in the risk capital industry, we are very much interested in the results of your work. And of course, we are interested in the events that put together people who have these great ideas with those people who know how to package them, how to sell them, and how to finance them. So we as investors have more businesses to invest in. So for the next 48 hours, I wish you all the strength, all the creativity, and of course a bit of fun, as it was mentioned. And good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now there's a number of people that we want to thank for putting on an event. Victoria is one of our main sponsors too, but there's also some people who really went here and did a huge amount of work to set something like this up. So if I can get the organizers to come in here and join me on stage, and also the volunteers, come in here. Come in here. Just so you guys know, they've put a huge amount of work into making this happen. And I think they really deserve an extra round of applause. So let's give a huge round of applause for all that. Thank you very much. Thank you. So now you know who to talk to if anything fails. No. No, come and talk to me. Also, there's a number of local and global companies who tips in for something like this to happen. You know, even though you paid a ticket price for this event, there's a lot of things that needs to be taken care of financially and also supporting-wise. So, is there anybody represented here from any of these companies? I know there is. So can I please get you guys to stand up? You stand up. And let's give them a huge round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you. And also we have a lot of contributing sponsors and media sponsors. You guys here? Yes. Please stand up too. Please stand up. Give them a huge round of applause. So we'll be talking more about these companies on Sunday too, because they also chipped in with prices and everything for you guys. From Startup Weekend's global side, we also have some global sponsors. It's Google for entrepreneurs, it's Amazon, it's Coca-Cola, and .co. And you'll be able to use some of their products during the weekend to actually build upon it in your startups. We're going to send out that information. So, next thing that I want to tell you is that it's not all just fun and laughter. There's also a bit of a serious side to an event like this. It's right here. The jury. I know some of the jury members are represented here tonight, so if I can get you guys to stand up. Please stand up. and give them a huge round of applause too. So our awesome jury will be here today to listen to the pitches, but all the ideas are going to change a lot. So and don't be afraid of pitching something tonight that they're not going to see on Sunday. The judging criteria, just so you know that, is like this. There's three main things that you need to focus on. The first one is the execution. Like, what minimum viable product did you actually build? Do you have a product evolution roadmap? Do you have a functional demo? How's everything that you put into building the execution of the product? The next thing is the business model validation. So some of the things that we already talked about. Validating the business model with potential customers. Is there multiple business model revenue streams in that business model? And like all the things that goes into building the business side of the company. And then also the user experience of the product. Is there a very nice design? Does it look like something that users can actually use? Can you test it with users and so on? I'm going to send out this criteria, but now is also a good time to take a quick snap if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to put it in a Facebook group that we're going to invite you to later on. So just keep this in mind when you do all the work in the teams, all the decisions that you make. This is the three things that the judges are going to judge you on. Okay? And we're going to have awesome prizes. This is a competition, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to compete for awesome prizes. I'm not going to tell you yet what it is. We're going to have some really, really cool things. So we've talked about the jury, we've talked about the judging criteria, that it's a competition. But luckily we have some really awesome people here too to help you out during the weekend. So we have a group of amazing coaches, and I know a lot of them are here tonight, so if I can get the coaches to please stand up. Please stand up. Yes, give them a huge round of applause too. And more will come tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to have all the coaches in here at 1 p.m. presenting themselves. And you guys are going to be up here with your idea presenting yourself. So we're going to do a match session at that point so you can get the right coaches to come and join you in your team. Okay? So let me just talk a little bit about what's going to happen tonight. Because I guess we've talked a lot now. You're all excited. You want to get into the drill, get things going now. Tonight, what's going to happen is that you're going to pitch your idea. We're going to do some voting, and I'll get back to in a second how we do that. We're going to form some teams around the 10 ideas that are the best ones, that got the most votes. You're going to go out into your team. You're going to brain dump all your ideas about this idea that you chose, and then you're going to go and build the MVP. And just straight out of the box, I can say that we're going to probably listen to about 30 pitches here tonight or something. Some of them won't get chosen, but still, I highly encourage you to go and join a team, no matter if your idea is chosen or not, because it's also about networking and about learning something, so you know next time, how to get something like this going. So please stay and please work on the ideas that are chosen. The way we're going to do the voting is that you come up here, you pitch your idea. Afterwards, you go straight out to the other room. Dennis is going to be out there, and he's going to help you put your idea on a piece of A4 paper. Just basically write the name of your idea and maybe 1 or 2 clue words of the idea. You come back in here, you put the idea up on the wall, not too high, not too low, and then just go back and sit down again. After that, we're going to spend not 30, but probably around 20 minutes to vote for the ideas that we like the most. Everybody's going to get 3 post-it notes. So 3 post-it notes, and you put a note on the ideas that you like the most. Okay? 2 words on building a team. So after we found the best ideas, we're going to build the teams. And when you build a team, think about this kind of things. Think about getting complementary skills in your team. So make sure that you have people with business backgrounds, with development background, and with design background in your team. Try to see if you can get a team of as many different people as possible. Because if it's a team of only 6 developers, I'm sure they're going to build something, but does it actually have actual connection to customers? You don't know? Sorry for teasing developers. Also, business people, 6 business people in a group, they're only going to talk about stuff. Sorry again. But try to go for the complementary skills. That's really important. And this is going to be extremely chaotic. So, are there any Germans in the room? Yeah. Yeah? If there are any Germans, I'm really sorry. Because it is going to be extremely chaotic. But try to take in this chaos and just know that we've done it so many times before, so it's going to be alright. And remember to have some fun. Like, one more time. Most important thing for tonight and the next 2 days is to have some fun. Okay? So, 2 words on how to pitch. You're going to get exactly 60 seconds to pitch your idea. We're going to have a timer up here in the front, so you can, so we can see how much time you've spent. When you do your pitch, I recommend you to structure it this way. Try to spend 10 seconds on telling everybody who you are. Hi, my name is this and that, and my background is blah, blah, blah. So try to put that in there. Then spend 20 seconds on what is the problem that you're trying to solve. Like again, what is the core of the problem, the pain, the thing that everybody needs to relate to, the pain. Then 20 seconds on what is your solution. How do you want to solve this problem? And then finish up with 10 seconds on who do you need. It's extremely important to add the who do you need part. Because we're going to listen to, again, about 30 pitches or so. You want to put in people's mind that they could join your team. So try to be as specific as possible. The pitches are going to be in English. I hope that's all right. We have an international crowd here, so try to do that. I've already been up here screwing things up with my Danish type of thing. So honestly, don't worry about this. It's going to be fine.